What's up, millionaires? It's your boy Millionaire E coming at you with the TV show episode review. Now, the TV show we're going to be talking about is Flash, episode 13. Now, before we get started, spoiler alert for anyone who's not seen this episode. I don't want to spoil it for you because I'm going to be saying some major spoilers in this episode. So, let's get started. So, basically, what's centered around this episode is Cecile is possessed by this mask, this entity. And no one knows that she's possessed, basically. Joe, he doesn't know. The whole team doesn't know. So while this is happening, she's trying to find some type of artifact. She's talking to Joe. And Joe, he's basically investigating the government lady, the lady that I hate. Yeah. And she's talking to Barry. Because she's asking for Barry. She's, like I said, she's trying to look for this artifact. And Barry is like, why are you looking into stuff that's old? And she's like, oh, he's getting a bit too suspicious. Let me knock him out. And does this kind of mind thing where she literally takes him into Cecile's mind, locking them both up. So he can't use his speed. Cecile is stuck in there crying. And I'll explain why. So basically while this is happening is everybody raises, there's awareness raised. And they're all like, oh man, Barry's hurt. He could go into a coma. What do we do? Cecile, what can you do? And she's like, well, this and that. I can't. I'm only an empath. So then Chester takes on the idea and says, okay, let's get the helmet, Psycho Pirate's helmet, which gives any user the ability to kind of give people nightmares almost. And they're like, okay, so let's do that. And basically, so they devise a plan to go and steal the helmet. Now, this is all on Chester's plan. And the reason why I say this is because at the beginning of the episode, Chester feels almost on the outskirts of the team ever since Cisco has left. So basically what happens is they go and they steal the mask. But Cecile betrays them because, as I said, she's possessed. And the thing about it was Sue was like, I knew this was going to happen. Why? Why were you doing this? And basically being mean to Chester. I'm like, Sue, you better shut your mouth. And the reason why they brought Sue in there is because she's the best, like, robber for the job. And I'm like, Sue, yeah, get out of here. I'm like, you barely come around. Jeez. So this is happening. Chester feels sad. He's basically depressed. And what I see in Chester is what I see in other characters, where they basically compare themselves to this character so much that they forget what they can do. So he's all like, I should have been like Cisco. I should have been like Cisco. If I would have known, I would have known that there was something wrong with Cecile. And here comes Iris, which, man, Iris can lift you up. Because Iris came in there, she's like, Cisco didn't start there. He started where you are, basically. And she gave him courage. And basically what happened is they did it. Now, that's happening in the outer world. But in the mind, yes, the mind. And may I remind you, this episode was creepy. So in the mind, Cecile is being trapped in her own mind. Now, Barry doesn't know where this is because in Grodd's mind, he made reference to one of the episodes where he went into Grodd's mind. It was where Grodd's memories, basically. We get to learn that Cecile was in an asylum, basically. Because what happened was she was such a workaholic that when her mother died, she wasn't there by the bed. And it ended up, she went into depression, couldn't eat. And that's why they took her to the asylum. So she had to basically overcome that memory, basically, because she had hid that away for nothing. She dug that in the ground and just left it there. And she's like, she overcame it and took out basically the person, and they took out the being, which is kind of weird if you think about it, how you keep a being in like the helmet or something. But they defeated it. And everybody's fine. And basically, Chester is a part of the team. Now, the last part of the episode, I was like, oh, wow, was where Joe is talking about the government lady. But he's also, like, oh, man, I didn't know you were in an asylum. Because this is something she's told nobody. But he's like, I did some research on that lady, and she was a part of the team. and they were working for the bad guy. So I'm like, oh yeah, you mad sussing now, ma'am. Like talking about some, ooh, I need to take out the evil mutants. You working for... He was like, she might be working for an evil mutant. I was like, mutants, I mean metahumans. I'm talking Marvel stuff. But yeah, I was like, you sus. I ain't like her from the first time she came in here talking about Killer Frost is a menace to society. I'm like, she gonna start being the new Jonah Jameson. But it was a decent episode. Like I said, it was creepy. So remember, subscribe. And if you subscribe, click that bell icon to be notified for more videos. Share it with your fam. And I'll see y'all later, millionaires. And have a blessed day. Bye, y'all.